You've been told a lie about confidence. The lie is that it's a personality trait you're either born with or you're not. That you need to be fearless, have everything figured out, or fix every single perceived flaw before you're allowed to feel good about yourself. But this approach is exhausting. It's like trying to empty the ocean with a bucket. You work and you work, trying to patch every little hole in your self-esteem, but new doubts and fears are always springing up. This isn't just procrastination, it's a state of internal friction that leads to overwhelm and the feeling that you're just not cut out for it. But the problem isn't you, the problem is the strategy. What if the key to authentic self-belief wasn't doing more, but focusing on the vital few actions that produce almost all of your results? In this video, we'll deconstruct this phenomenon. We'll explore why you get trapped in these mental loops, and then we'll shift to the how, with concrete strategies to build the tangible confidence that comes not from thinking, but from doing. You may have heard of the 80-20 rule, also known as the Pareto principle. It was first observed by an Italian economist, Vilfredo Pareto, who found that 80% of the land in Italy was owned by 20% of the population. This principle shows up everywhere. 80% of a company's profits often come from 20% of its customers. You likely wear 20% of your clothes 80% of the time. And here's the secret that can change everything for you. 80% of your self-doubt comes from just 20% of your recurring thought patterns, and 80% of your confidence will come from 20% of your actions. This means you can stop trying to do everything. You can stop chasing perfection. The key isn't about adding more to your plate. It's about understanding what to eliminate. It's about identifying that vital few, the 20% of inputs that deliver 80% of the output. When it comes to confidence, this means finding the handful of high-impact habits that build real, durable self-trust and letting go of the rest. The first vital action is to build what we can call an integrity bank. Think of self-trust as an internal account. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you make a deposit. Every time you break one, you make a withdrawal. People with low confidence often have overdrawn accounts. They consistently tell themselves they're going to wake up early, eat healthier, or finish that project, and then they don't. Each broken promise is a message to their subconscious that says, "I am not someone who can be relied upon." Real confidence isn't about what others think of you. It's about what you think of you. It's about knowing you can depend on yourself. So, how do you start making deposits? You start with micro steps, not giant leaps. Break your goals into absurdly small, non-threatening actions. Don't promise to go to the gym for an hour every day. Promise to put on your workout clothes. That's it. Don't promise to write a chapter. Promise to open a new document and write one sentence. Set a goal you know you can achieve, and then achieve it. The point isn't the action itself, it's the act of keeping the promise. Each time you follow through, you are rebuilding your self-trust with evidence. It's a small deposit, but they compound. Making your bed, drinking a glass of water, taking a 10-minute walk. These are the small wins that build proof that you are a person who does what they say they will do. This isn't about grand gestures. It's about proving to yourself through small, consistent actions that you are reliable. Self-trust is the bedrock of confidence. The second vital action is to adopt the action-first principle. Most people believe they need to feel confident before they take action. They wait for the fear to go away. They wait for the perfect moment, but they have it backward. Confidence is not a prerequisite for action. It is a byproduct of action. Inaction breeds doubt and fear. Action breeds confidence and courage. You cannot think your way into a feeling of confidence. You have to act your way into it. This creates a powerful mechanism called the confidence-competence loop. When you take action, even a small one, you gain a little bit of competence. That bit of competence gives you a small boost of confidence. That confidence then makes it easier to take the next, slightly bigger action, which builds more competence, which in turn builds more confidence. It's an upward spiral. Think about it. No one learns to swim by reading a book about it. You have to get in the water. You might feel awkward at first, but with each stroke, your competence grows, and so does your confidence. The mistake is waiting on the sidelines of the pool, thinking, I'll jump in when I feel confident. But that feeling never comes from the sidelines. This is why it's so important to take action, even when you're afraid it won't be perfect. Perfectionism is the enemy of progress. The goal isn't flawless action. It's any action that moves you forward. Send the email, make the call, sign up for the class. Take one small step. That single action breaks the cycle of overthinking and analysis paralysis. When fear is the only thing holding you back, you must take a small step toward it. The third vital action is to become the advocate in the courtroom of your mind. For too long, the prosecutor, your inner critic, has been running unopposed. It's hypercritical, focuses only on mistakes, and constantly predicts failure. If your internal leadership is toxic, your entire organization, your confidence, your mood, your motivation will suffer. Applying the 80-20 rule here means recognizing that 80% of your anxiety likely comes from 20% of your recurring negative thoughts. Your job isn't to silence the critic, but to act as your own defense attorney. This isn't about baseless affirmations. It's about actively presenting evidence for your case. The first step is awareness. Start listening to your thoughts without judgment, like an outside observer. Notice the recurring scripts. Maybe it's I'm not smart enough, or I'm going to fail, or everyone is judging me. This is just a thought, not your reality. Once identified, you must counter it with evidence. When you catch yourself thinking, I'm so awkward in meetings, counter it with, I'm a thoughtful listener and I prepare well. When your mind says, I'm going to fail this presentation, argue back with, I'm nervous, but I've prepared. And this is a functional first version. I am proud that I took action. You must celebrate the attempt, not just the outcome. You wouldn't let a prosecutor's arguments go unchallenged in a courtroom. Don't let your inner critic do it either. But what if I try these things and I fail? This is the biggest objection, the one that creates so much internal friction. And the answer is simple. You will, at some point, and that's not just okay, it's essential. We've been conditioned to see failure as a final judgment on our worth. But that's not what it is. Failure is just data. It's feedback. It's your 20% action showing you what works and what doesn't. Real confidence isn't the belief that you'll never fail. It's the quiet trust in yourself that you'll be able to handle it when you do. It's knowing a setback is not a knockout. The goal of the action first principle isn't to succeed every time. The goal is simply to act. Every time you act despite the fear of failure, you prove to yourself that your courage is bigger than your doubt. That deposit into your confidence account is far more valuable than any single outcome. Failure is not the opposite of success, it is a part of it. You don't need to overhaul your entire personality to become confident. You don't need to do more. You need to do what matters. Remember the vital few. First, build your integrity bank by making and keeping absurdly small promises to yourself. Second, embrace the action first principle and use micro steps to create momentum. And third, become the defense attorney for your mind and practice realistic self-talk. These three actions are your 20%. They are the levers that will produce 80% of the change you want to see. Don't attempt all of them at once. The journey from thinking to doing starts with one small, imperfect action. So, which of these strategies will you try first? Just pick one. Let me know in the comments which one you're choosing. Now that you've committed to your first step, it's critical to protect your momentum. That's why I want you to watch this video right here. on the 5 habits that are secretly destroying your confidence. Click it now, and let's keep building together. Thank you for being here.